Santana Moss. You know, works out very well when you add Santana Moss to a lineup with a quarterback like Jaden Daniels, one of the best quarterbacks. Honestly, one of the best rookie quarterbacks in a long time, I feel like. Especially with the fact he got to the NFC Championship game. And yeah, they lost the Eagles, which in the end makes sense because, listen, the Eagles absolutely dominated the Chiefs as well. So it's not like they lost to a bad team. They actually lost to a pretty damn good team. But in the end, he still had a fantastic rookie season, won Rookie of the Year, and deserves all the credit in the world. So one of the best receivers in Commanders history is Santana Moss. So we decided today, let's add Santana Moss to the 2025 Washington Commanders, and let's see if this Miami wide receiver can be that successful. Like he was in the actual NFL. He is 5'10", by the way. Very small guy. Still very dominant receiver. Steve Smith-Senior has showed many times why really height does not matter when it comes to receiver position. If you're good enough, you're going to be good enough. It doesn't matter if you're shorter than the next guy. But they lost to the Giants, which, How do you lose to the Giants, bro? Anyway, though, they got to play. They're currently 3-1. Play 1-3 Brownies. Thankfully, they beat the 1-3 Brownies. By the Ravens, they beat the Ravens. They're 5-1. Okay, this is going a lot better than yesterday's video when I did Shannon Sharp on the Broncos and they went like 0-15 or something. It's going a lot better than that video. I'll tell you that right now. All right, 7-2. They play the 1-7 Pittsburgh Steelers. They lose to the 1-7 Pittsburgh Steelers. They lose to the Eagles. But the Cowboys, they beat the Cowboys. Okay, that's good. At least you beat the Cowboys. You beat the Titans. So going into their bye week, they're currently sitting at a record of 9-4. So they're on the cusp of being a playoff team. Jaden Daniels is looking pretty damn good. Currently, Austin Eckler is also looking pretty good. And Santana Moss is their second leading receiver. And he has the most touchdowns of any of their wide receivers so far. So far, okay. You know, giving another receiver outside of Scary Terry to Jaden Daniels definitely helps out a lot. They're 10-4. Now they play 10-4 Eagles. Currently, this is for the division. If they win this game, they could technically win the division. But if they lose this game, they're not winning the division. And they lost. So they got season swept by the Eagles, which will knock them out of the chance of winning the division. And now because, oh Lordy, do not tell me. Okay, no, they're a playoff team. I was going to say, do not tell me that they're going to get knocked out of the playoffs. But no, they will end up being, in the end, after losing to the Cowboys, 10-7, and they will be 7 seed because they lost to the Cowboys. So lost the last 3 games of the season to the Eagles, to the Cowboys, and they lost to the Falcons, which puts them at that 7 seed spot. And now we're talking about the Dolphins as number 1 seed? What? Okay. Not what I expected, to be honest, but it is what it is. 23 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 3,700 yards, 1,000 yards for Austin Eckler. Santana Moss was 11 yards away from hitting a 1,000-yard season. 80 receptions, that was kind of crazy. 9 touchdowns, so he led the team in touchdowns at least, which is always nice to see. 8 sacks for Jonathan Allen, and 5 interceptions for Bobby Wagner. So 16th ranked offense, pretty mediocre. Defensively, they were ranked first. So one of the best defenses, definitely not up there in the sack category, for being honest. But when it comes to actually playing good defense, apparently they got that job done very quickly. And they lose to the Vikings in the first round. Damn. They lose to the Vikings in the first round of the NFL playoffs. Well, you know, at least they got there. At least they got to the playoffs. At least they did the dance they needed to do. But Eagles-Bills Super Bowl is what we're looking at right now. And the Eagles are going to lose to the Buffalo Bills by 1 point. You know, there was a chance we were going to get this Super Bowl this year. There's a chance we were going to get a competitive Super Bowl this year. I think if the Bills would have made it, they would have been the competitive Super Bowl. But for some reason, freaking Queefs make it, and the Queefs can't do anything. Like I said, I didn't want the Queefs to win, but I wanted a competitive Super Bowl. I wanted a fun game to watch. And instead, I got the Queef show. Anyway, one and done, though. I think a lot of people expected them to go one and done, though, once they got to the playoffs. And then they got through the Buccaneers, and it was like, okay, well, now they're going to go 2 and done. And no, they just got all the way to the NFC Championship game, and the Eagles slaughtered them. And that's what happened in this game. The Eagles slaughtered the Vikings. Ironically enough, outside of the 49ers and Cowboys and Falcons, pretty accurate to real life. I know I just like listed off half the teams and said, yeah, outside of half the teams they claim are going to made the playoffs, didn't make the playoffs. Pretty accurate. Yeah. So guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. This went a lot better than my Shannon Sharp video, so I'm pretty happy for that said reason. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.